They say the universe is too big for us to be alone, that somewhere beyond the stars, there are others, watching, waiting, maybe even visiting. For decades, we've been told that UFOs, strange encounters, and bizarre signals are nothing more than misunderstandings, that there's nothing out there. But what if that's just the story we're meant to believe? Because lately, the truth is getting harder to deny. Let's start with the most undeniable evidence yet. For years, the idea of UFOs was dismissed as fantasy, something for science fiction movies and conspiracy theorists. Then, in 2020, the US Department of Defense did the unthinkable. It declassified real footage of unidentified aerial phenomena. These weren't blurry photos from backyard telescopes. They were official military recordings showing objects moving at impossible speeds, with no wings, no engines, no visible propulsion. One pilot said the object accelerated like nothing I've ever seen. Then in 2023, the Pentagon doubled down, releasing even more footage and confirming that these objects are real, if they aren't ours, and they don't belong to any known country. Then who or what made them? The answers only get more unsettling. Governments have always denied the existence of alien crafts, until 2023, when a former intelligence official, David Grush, stood before Congress and broke the silence. Under oath, Grush claimed that the US government has been recovering crashed non-human spacecraft for decades. And not just that, he said they've also recovered biologics, not parts, not metal, living organisms. For years, NASA avoided the topic of UFOs altogether. Then in 2023, they changed course completely. They launched a full-scale study on UAPs, released a report admitting they couldn't explain some sightings, and even created a dedicated UFO research division. NASA, the most trusted space agency in the world, is finally taking UFOs seriously. Why now? Have they seen something they can't ignore anymore? Or is this the beginning of something even bigger? If the universe is so vast, where is everybody? Some scientists believe this great silence means aliens are avoiding us, watching, but never making contact. Others believe we might be too primitive to recognize their presence. Or, even more unsettling, what if the silence isn't natural? What if something else is keeping civilizations quiet? There is one time, however, when the silence was broken. In 1977, astronomers at the SETI project detected something strange. A powerful radio signal lasting 72 seconds blasted in from deep space. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. It was precise, intentional, and came from a place where no known human signals exist. The scientist who found it was so stunned, he circled the reading and wrote one word beside it: wow. Decades later, the signal remains a mystery. If it wasn't natural, then who was sending it? And what were they trying to say? Maybe we got a response, but instead of a message, it came in the form of something that passed right through our solar system. In 2017, an object entered our solar system from deep space. It was long, thin, and moved in a way that defied expectations, as if it was controlled. Harvard professor Avi Loeb made headlines when he suggested it wasn't just a rock. He believes Oumuamua was an alien probe, something sent to observe us. The strangest part? As it left our solar system, it accelerated, as if it had been pushed. By what? We don't know. But it wouldn't be the first time we've seen objects moving in ways they shouldn't be able to. In 2004, US Navy pilots off the coast of California had a shocking encounter. They spotted a tic-tac-shaped object flying at hypersonic speeds, stopping, starting, and changing directions instantly. No wings, no visible propulsion, completely defying the laws of physics. One pilot described it as not from this world. The Pentagon later confirmed the encounter. To this day, no government or scientist has been able to explain what it was, or where it came from. But strange aerial objects have been appearing for decades. And the most infamous case of all? It happened in Roswell. In 1947, something crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. The US military reported it as a flying saucer. Then, overnight, they changed their story. Suddenly, it was just a weather balloon. But leaked documents, witness testimonies, and secret government programs suggest something far more mysterious. Decades later, declassified reports revealed that the government did investigate UFOs in secret, and that Roswell might not have been the only crash. If something did fall from the sky that day, and if the government did recover it, where is it now? And more importantly, what did they find inside? We've seen declassified military footage. We've heard sworn testimony from intelligence officials. We've detected signals from deep space. Are these just coincidences? On March 13, 1997, thousands of people across Arizona looked up and saw something impossible. A massive, silent formation of glowing triangular lights hovered over Phoenix. It was too large to be a plane, too coordinated to be flares, and moved too smoothly to be a natural phenomenon. The governor of Arizona himself, Fife Symington, saw the lights and later admitted it was otherworldly. The official explanation? Military flares. The problem? Flares don't hover in perfect formation for hours. To this day, no scientific explanation fully accounts for what was seen that night. Was it experimental technology, a mass hallucination, or something watching us from the sky? December 1980, an English forest. A group of U.S. military personnel stationed at a nearby base saw a glowing triangular craft descend into the woods. It had unfamiliar symbols etched into its surface, and some of the men who touched it later reported receiving bizarre telepathic messages, numbers, coordinates, strange visions. Official reports say nothing happened, but leaked documents, testimonies, radar data, something landed in Rendlesham Forest, and we still don't know what. Mars has always been our best bet for finding life beyond Earth, and in 2020, NASA made a discovery that shook the scientific community. The Curiosity rover detected methane spikes and organic molecules in the Martian soil, both possible signs of microbial life. On Earth, methane is mostly produced by living organisms. Could the same be true for Mars? NASA remains cautious, but one thing is clear. If there's life on Mars, even just microbes, then the universe might be teeming with life. Imagine looking at a distant star and noticing something blocking its light, but not like a planet or asteroid. In 2015, astronomers observed a star with an irregular, unexplained dimming pattern. It was as if something massive was orbiting it, something artificial. Some suggested an alien megastructure, a Dyson sphere, built by an advanced civilization to harness their star's energy. Skeptical scientists proposed dust clouds or planetary debris, but none fully explain the strange, non-repeating dimming pattern. If it is artificial, then somewhere out there, a civilization may be building structures bigger than planets. For centuries, humanity assumed Earth was unique, the only world that could sustain life. Then came Kepler. This space telescope revealed thousands of planets in the habitable zone, worlds that could support life just like Earth. Some even have atmospheres and liquid water. One of the most promising? Kepler 442b, a planet so eerily similar to Earth that scientists consider it one of the best candidates for alien life. And if just one of these worlds has intelligent life, then the idea that we're alone falls apart. When a former Pentagon official steps forward and says UFOs are real, people listen. Lou Elizondo, once the head of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, has repeatedly stated that UFOs exhibit technology beyond anything humanity possesses. We're talking about instant acceleration with no propulsion, 90-degree turns at impossible speeds, and defying every law of physics we understand. His most haunting claim? That the government has evidence of non-human craft, and possibly non-human pilots. If true, this means we've already made contact. We just haven't been told. The night of September 19, 1961 started like any other. A married couple, Betty and Barney Hill, were driving home through New Hampshire. Then, a bright light appeared. The next thing they knew, they had lost 2 hours. Their clothes were torn, Barney's shoes were scuffed, and Betty had a series of strange, vivid dreams of humanoid beings taking them aboard a craft. Under hypnosis, both recalled startlingly similar details of the abduction, descriptions of alien figures, medical examinations, and even a star map Betty was shown on board. What's chilling? That star map she drew turned out to match a real star system, Zeta Reticuli, which wasn't confirmed by astronomers until years later. So how did Betty Hill describe a system she shouldn't have known existed? If we're looking for alien life, Jupiter's moon Europa might be our best bet. Why? Because beneath its thick, icy crust lies a massive ocean, containing more liquid water than all of Earth's oceans combined. NASA suspects that hydrothermal vents, just like the ones on Earth that sustain life deep in the ocean, may exist there. If true, microbial life could be thriving right now beneath Europa's surface. And if life can survive there, could intelligent beings be waiting beneath the ice? Some abduction stories sound too wild to be real. But what happens when physical evidence backs them up? Multiple people claiming to be abducted have had strange implants removed from their bodies, tiny objects made of unknown materials and emitting unexplainable frequencies. Scientists have analyzed these implants, finding elements that don't match anything naturally occurring on Earth. The question is, who or what put them there? And more importantly, why? Deep in the Peruvian desert lies one of the world's most baffling mysteries, the Nazca Lines. These massive geoglyphs carved into the earth stretch for miles, forming perfectly symmetrical images of animals, humanoid figures, and geometric shapes. But here's the eerie part. The Nazca civilization, which existed over 2,000 years ago, had no way of seeing their own designs from the sky. So, how did they create these massive, precisely measured drawings without modern technology? Some believe these lines were messages meant for extraterrestrial visitors, landing strips for alien craft, or even a blueprint left behind by non-human intelligence. Coincidence? Or proof of contact? On October 21, 1978, Frederick Valentich, a young Australian pilot, took off in a light aircraft for what was supposed to be a routine flight. Then, something happened. Mid-flight, he radioed air traffic control in a panicked voice. He reported seeing a large metallic object hovering above him, moving in ways he couldn't explain. His final words? Then, radio silence.
Delta Sierra Juliet Melbourne, coming over.
His plane was never found. No wreckage, no trace. Some skeptics believe he became disoriented and crashed, but others, they suspect something far stranger. For years, it sounded like science fiction. But when declassified CIA documents surfaced, the truth was revealed. The US government really did experiment with psychic abilities. One of their most bizarre programs? Remote viewing. A classified project where subjects attempted to psychically see distant locations, including alien bases. Some test subjects reported clear images of structures on the Moon and Mars, describing tall, humanoid beings watching them. Was this just hallucination? Or did these experiments uncover something the world wasn't ready for? In 1982, Soviet military divers discovered something terrifying. They reported encountering 9-foot-tall humanoid creatures wearing silver suits and without breathing equipment. When the divers tried to capture one, they were hit by an invisible force, knocking them back as if something far more powerful was in control. The Soviet military quickly shut down the operation. What exactly was lurking beneath those waters? And why did the government seem so eager to bury the story? When trained military pilots see something they can't explain, it's time to pay attention. In 2004, a Mexican Air Force plane captured infrared footage of 11 unidentified objects, moving in perfectly synchronized formations. The pilots couldn't see them with the naked eye, but their radar and heat detection systems confirmed they were real. And when the footage was released, the Mexican government made a shocking statement. They had no idea what these objects were. So, are we truly alone? We've explored declassified military encounters, eerie disappearances, impossible technology, and ancient clues that defy logic. But here's the real question. If governments, scientists, and eyewitnesses all point to the same unsettling truth, then why hasn't the world fully accepted it yet? Are we being protected from the truth? Or worse, are we being watched? If these stories are even partially true, then aliens aren't just out there. They've already arrived.